Patrick, we're talking about the time and place for organic content and high gloss content and various other things. Why don't you chime in and finish your thought?
Yeah, something that I've loved over for the past 20 years and working in the creative space for a variety of brands is kind of these in between moments that are candid and not staged. I feel like a lot of times when working with models and people on camera, they're always focused on when to go instead of being human. And so it's these human moments that connect with consumers, connect with followers. And I was just recently pulling up this image that I wanted to share that I shared on LinkedIn this week about a moment like that. We were on location um, shooting some content for an athletic brand, and I don't know why it's not pulling up. There we go. Okay,
Yeah, there it
perfect.
is.
There
I
it
got
is.
it.
Yeah. And we were shooting with a person who wasn't a model, and I really like shooting with real and authentic people that aren't, not that models are
Mm,
bad, but a lot of times you get these nuances of, him addressing the camera or just being very casual. And this is a
yeah,
very, this is a telling moment of content that resonates across social and e-com because it feels very user centric. And I think it's that idea of
mm,
bridging the gap between a flat digital moment to something that happens in real life. And this I think is an example of the type of work that I love to do in just being trying to be as true to the moment as possible.
yeah. Do you find it? It's just a constant process of capturing content. I think probably throughout the day like that, right?
True. And this was shot on my iPhone. And so usually I will follow the photographer, one, because either I'm
Mm,
copying an image and trying to show them what I see, or
mm,
just, creating these nuanced moments that aren't as polished and a little bit more
yeah,
kind of raw, which for
yeah,
some reason I think people are kind of over high production content. And that's what I've been trying to help brands do on a small scale, is just like swing away at small product opportunities so that you can
mm,
create frequency of interesting and different content than, doing a whole campaign shoot that may be popular for a week or two, and then you're kind of like, what do I do next? And so it's that strategy
mm.
of multiplicity, but also a feeling of like organic and human centric.
Yeah. There's a time and place for that high gloss stuff. Really well produced, like Super Bowl ad type of vibe.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, you have to have specific goals for that. But this kind of content, I feel like regardless of where you're at in your brand journey is useful. And especially if you're capturing content throughout the whole day. I mean, especially for us, we're direct response performance marketers, right? Like I start thinking about that and I'm like, oh man, there's probably B-roll forever that we can chop and screw up into some great ads with text layovers and calls to action at the end. So it sounds like your process is pretty focused on trying to just capture a lot of unique content, and then you probably have a big job of filtering down to what's actually on
yeah.
brand and worth using.
And one thing we've been doing at All Studio is helping brands take existing content and then layering in animation and color and graphics to breathe new life. And I've always had this
Oh,
kind of process of thinking, if you haven't seen the image, then it's new. So I think brands need to
mm.
realize that the longevity of assets that they may have invested in last year, if the product is still live, we could breathe new life into it.
Right on. Yeah, amazing. I think probably one of the most underutilized aspects of brands that we work with, especially, is just their library, their brand equity. You guys have is so much great content, and you don't have to throw it away, because you change your label font size or the package. Even if sometimes the packaging's outdated, it still can, for us, it could still drive people in. Maybe that's out of line with what you might recommend, but you know, my point here is that I agree with you. It's very useful to just reimagine some of the stuff you have already and breathe some new life into them. make it new and creative and interesting is very effective too.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
cool. Thanks for your thoughts there. Everybody, it's Patrick Torres Wright. All Studios, his company. You can hire him to elevate your brand, image, identity, on-site photo shoots, the whole deal. We'll link out his contact info. Thanks for chatting with me here, and we'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks so much. Peace.